Well, hey everyone, it's Scott with Business Marketing Fuel, and what I want to do today is show you the next video, the next step here, and that is taking some of those ideas that you have just created. Now, if you didn't watch the first video, you're going to want to probably watch that one. It explains the entire outline of this Project Authority that we're doing here for the BMF community, and what I'm going to do here in this video is show you how you can either come up with some great ideas, also for maybe coming up with your own niche that you want to start blogging about or start creating a business around. The other thing is it's also going to give you some filters to let you see if there's actually people buying in the market. So in one of the podcasts that we just did, in I think it was episode 14, I'll leave the link below this, that Jim and I were speaking of, he was coming up with some ideas, and the one that he was talking about, now we haven't committed on this yet, but the one that he was talking about was the survival, the camping, the hiking type of outdoorsy type of market. That's what he was interested in. So I'm going to kind of use that as a guide. But really, if you log in here to Amazon, okay, and I say log in, let's just say you go to the home page, you can go in here and just type in anything you want, right, and start searching for it. Or you can come over here and you can look at the different departments, okay? And down here is where I'm going to be looking right now, is all of these different categories, okay? So home and garden. So when you hover there, look at all of the different ones that come up. Pet supplies, arts, crafts, and sewing, fine art, patio, lawn and garden, all of this stuff. Home improvement for the tools and home improvement, bedding and bath. So all that stuff is in that, okay, in those departments. Beauty, health, and grocery, clothing, shoes and jewelry, all of that stuff, movies, electronics, all of these things. So when you hover over them, these are the main categories, but then it gives you the subcategories, which are pretty important as well. All right, so let's just go into sports and outdoors because that's what we were talking about. And there you go. Look at outdoor gear, hunting and fishing, cycling, athletic and outdoor clothing, boating and water sports, team sports, fan shop. Let's see, sports collectibles, golf, all sports outdoors. Let's go into, because he was into survival, outdoor gear, hunting and fishing. That could be one. Let's go into outdoor gear. So now that I go into here, you can see shop for tents, backpacks, sleeping bags, apparel, knives and tools, hydration systems, more, right? I can go over here now, and then look what it did for me. It gave me more in these outdoor categories. So I'm probably not going to be into snow sports, probably not going to be into cycling. I may be into climbing, okay? Paddle and water sports, possibly. Okay, action sports, no, probably not. Hunting and fishing, maybe, because that's kind of like that outdoor camping, fishing, hunting, boating. Here's one too, paintball and airsoft. You know, if you're into paintball and airsoft, there's a category for you, right? And then outdoor essentials, flashlights, headlamps and lanterns, water bottles, hydrations. I mean, I can just keep going. Compasses, GPS mapping software, handheld GPS units, typographic maps, insect repellent. I mean, all of these things are within that one particular niche. Now we can go down to where now we can have an authority site. See, years ago, what you would do is you would pick one of these like sports nutrition and you'd build a blog all about just that. Or maybe it was about a certain flashlight, and then you would talk about flashlights, headlamps, and lanterns, and then you'd create a blog about just that. That's not what we're doing here. We want to create something a little bit more broad to make it more of an authority site, but we want it to be able to, kind of like go along with everything hand in hand. So if you're an outdoorsman, you're going to probably be interested in compasses, two-way radios maybe, right? Insect repellent, right? You're going to be interested in a lot of this stuff. Same thing here. If I go back up here now, maybe you're into climbing. Okay, that's outdoorsy. You're going to need helmets and ropes, all climbing. So this is only giving a few. I can go here and click on this and it'll bring me into even more. Camping and backpacking. I can go here, air mattresses and sleeping bags, right? So all of this stuff could be, so maybe I'm going to write blog posts on, how to get a good night's rest in the mountains, right? When camping, right? And then you might be talking about some of this stuff. So this is a great way to get ideas, but right here, clearly there is a market for this stuff. Okay, there's totally a market. So that's what I would do. I'd come in here and I would look at all of the subcategories and I would just start writing down things that I see. I mean, look at sunglasses too. That's another one for outdoor stuff, right? And there's knives, all that stuff. But so this is a huge market. And there's a lot of different subcategories that you could get into. Now, if you built an email list about people that were interested in the outdoors type stuff, either it's climbing or camping or something like that, then you're going to start building a list of people that are diehards for that. And that's what you want, because that's the people that you want to start communicating with. All right. And then, kind of talking about what they did on the weekend with their hike or when they were fishing, that type of stuff. So you kind of get the idea. The other thing that I would do is similar thing is go over to our good old friend eBay. All right. And then what you can do over here, same thing. Okay. We've got all of this stuff, sporting goods, see? And then we've got down here, fishing, exercise, outdoor sports. There it is again. Boom. Click on that. And then it's going to bring me into their store and also more of the outdoor categories. So like right here, we've got disc golf, climbing and caving. So you can see here, we can go ropes, cords, slings, ice climbing equipment, harnesses. I mean, there's so much, right? But this is validating that there's a market. And also it validates like what people are buying. Okay. People are buying this stuff or they wouldn't have it listed in these categories. eBay and Amazon have done the work for us. All we need to do now is just establish that there's a market there that you can make some money in, because all you have to do now is with Amazon is you can just create an affiliate link. Okay. And I'll show how to do that. It's super simple. And you can just go ahead and start making a small commission from any product. So, if you were on Amazon and there was a backpack that was $200, you'd make like a 6 to an 8% commission on that. Not a ton, but at least you know that there's money there to be made. Okay. So that's on physical goods. But we're talking about also information goods. So again, I'm going to leave eBay. I don't want to go through too much of this. I said I was going to try to keep this short. So the other thing that you can do is go back to Amazon, and then you want to go under books, go under Kindle books. And this is going to let us know if there's actually information being sold in this market. Okay, so now what I want to do is you can either go to Kindle bestsellers. If you're just going to try to get ideas, you might want to go into Kindle bestsellers, and that'll give you some great ideas. Okay, let me just do that now. Let me click on that. And then you can see here, these are all like fiction or nonfiction. What I would do then is I would go through this list down here, and you can go right into here into nonfiction. Okay, go into nonfiction, and then it's just going to give me nonfiction stuff. Okay, and you can see right here, this is the top paid one right here. I can see clearly now. Well, I don't know what this one is, but it's not an information product helping you to do something per se. But here, let's get into one that could relate to what we were just talking about. You got sports, okay? The other one would be, well, here's crafts, hobbies, health and fitness and diet. That's one. Let's see. So if I went into sports, let's see what we got in sports. Okay, we got, all of these. Cool. Okay, so mountaineering, there's one. So let's click on that and let's see what's available. Okay, training for the new, I can't even pronounce that, alpinism. Okay, buried in the sky, the extraordinary, miracle in the Andes. Okay, so I mean, you can clearly see that, okay, maybe there might not even be books technically that are showing how to do something, but there is books that people are looking into that are just they want to maybe read about someone that climbed a certain mountain, right, and how they did it. Here's Backpacking Light. I see that one. K2, Life and the Death on the World's Most Whatever Mountain. Here's another one, Self-Coach Climber, the Guide to, $16.47. You can just see, though, there is a market for mountain climbing, just mountain climbing. Okay. Here's winter sports, if you wanted to get into other team sport, outdoor and nature. There, let's look into that one. All fishermen are liars. Okay. Survival handbook. There's a good one. 916 reviews, $4.83. Doesn't sound like a lot, but here's the thing. If you were selling 20 of these books a day, 50 books a day, that's quite a bit. I'm getting a little ahead of ourselves, but this is just identifying that there's a market for information. Okay. Here we are here. Let's see. Another Appalachian Trail. Let's see. Everyday Carry Kit. Okay, how to build the ultimate everyday. Okay, so it must be like a survival knife guide or whatever. Let's see, simple fly fishing techniques. Okay, and you can keep going. Let me go to another one here. Okay, bug out. Okay, that's cool. Build the perfect bug out bag. Okay, let's see, 200 bug out bags. So bug out must be a certain thing. I'm not into this, so I don't know. The survival medicine, oh, good one for having the survival medicine handbook. If you're out and about, and that's $24.99. Survival family basics. Okay, so there's a whole bunch in here. Here's the other thing. I only went into the top category. We got bird watching, hiking and camping, hunting and fishing, nature writing, reference. Let's go to hiking and camping. Let's see what's there. Okay, there it is again, that number 2, survival handbook. That one's doing really well. So then the other thing you can do is click on that. And then what we can do is we can look inside the book. So let's click on it. And then let's look at the table of contents. And that's just the introduction. Let's see here. Essentials, strategy, climate and terrain, food, campcraft, reading the signs, on the move, survival at sea, rescue, disasters, right? So all of this stuff is in this book, right? So it gives you some ideas, okay? So again, oh, look at this, survival pouch, knives, facing disaster, water, finding water, condensation, water from plants, water from animals, salt, okay? So all of this stuff is great for you to just see what people are interested in survival, right? So they're giving you all of this information. So again, this is just one small example on how you would go into and get ideas in Amazon and eBay. It's a huge resource. You really don't even have to go anywhere else other than these, 2 places, or 3 if you count Kindle as its own place, and then really start getting ideas to what you could potentially create a blog and an ultimate resource for. Okay. And then from there, I mean, heck, if you went and you created 10 blog posts, and I'm getting way ahead of myself here, but just if you created 10 blog posts that were like epic, that were like just so good, right? And they were all about survival, you could create a little ebook just like this and start selling that on Kindle yourself. All right. Again, getting way ahead of myself, but just wanted to show you that there's definitely a way to figure out if a market is even worth going into before you write your first word, or, create your first, Facebook ad to start building an email list. All right. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope that you can see that there's a ton of different ways to do it here and get ideas that you may not even have thought of. All right. So that's going to wrap it up. Once again, I'm Scott with Business Marketing Fuel. This is video number 2 of this series of us tracking these results of how we're actually just brainstorming, getting the ideas, but then putting it into action and then building something. And we're going to track every single move that we do here, and hopefully educate, teach, and inspire at the same time. So once again, I'm Scott with Business Marketing Fuel, and I'll see you in the next lesson.